Jawas were passionate scavengers, combing the deserts of Tatooine for droids or scraps, which they could capture and sell to local residents, forming a circle of trade. However, their reputation for swindling and selling hastily refurbished equipment and faulty droids. Hello, and welcome to another Centurion's Corner, and today we're reviewing the Jawa from A New Hope. This is on the card, so it looks a little bit different to a Black Series. It is Black Series, but it's the 40th anniversary of Star Wars A New Hope. And I got these I got a bundle deal on Star Action Toys. I think it was about £80, and I actually picked up, it was about 6 characters and stuff on there. So you will see some of these characters just filtering into the reviews, as I find it a bit hard to pick up some of the other ones that are in the Black Series boxes, or they actually produced figures purely for the 40th anniversary, a la C-3PO, just a standard A New Hope version. So he will be coming out very soon on the channel, so stay tuned. So yeah, the Jawa, I mean, it's pretty iconic, isn't he? Just as the little hooded little kind of hermit things that live in the desert, and obviously now they've got a little bit more kind of sort of out there in the Mandalorian, but they now seem to have red eyes on a different planet, even though the bio of the Jawa from the Mandalorian says that they actually originated from Tatooine, so unless they have different reflectors in their eyes or whatnot. But yeah, the Jawa, it's a little bit dear to my heart. When we used to do costuming and stuff like that, actually we do have a costume for that, and my nephew's worn it, my little boy wore it, and they've all outgrown it now, but actually my little girl now wears the outfit, and as soon as that outfit is on, they're pretty cool. And we actually walked to the shops once, and you know, everyone was literally just sort of laughing at her and just sort of waving and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just something iconic about just a little character, isn't it? You know, that's sort of running around and stuff. It's a shame it's not a 2-pack. It'd be ideal, because obviously the size of the character, and they still produce it at the same cost as a full-size figure, which is unfortunate. So it would be nice to have 2, or maybe even if it was just a little static droid to go with it, you know, that little spidery thing or something like that. But nonetheless, here he is. Yeah, so on the card, it's obviously a recreation of the original carded figures from back in the day, the ones that I used to originally collect from my old store, which was called Nuxley's Toys if you're around in Kent. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It is recreated, you know, it's quite cool. I can see why people get nostalgia over it. I can understand that people just love to collect these type of cards. For me, I do prefer the other boxes because they stack better if you was going to display them on the shelf. But for me, I do not keep any of my cards. So, and on the back, we got that kind of sort of nice old-fashioned look. We had the 40th anniversary kind of sort of like stand there, but now they actually produce that Darth Vader now in a single sort of Black Series box, so you can get him, which is what I've done. And then for £80, I can just show you what I got from here. So we got coming up, we got Princess Leia Organa, we got the Death Star Squad Commander, which I already reviewed on the channel, but I can always do a couple comparison shots on Instagram. I got the Sand People, the Tusken Raider figure, which I'm really looking forward to. I got a C-3PO, and I got another Stormtrooper, which is opened already on the shelf, and we also got Chewbacca, and then there's Jawa as well. So it was a pretty good steal, really. So it's pretty good. So without further ado, I mean, that's his card, there's no point going over it. So anyway, so without further ado, let's just crack this bad boy open. Right, oh, it looks a bit different compared to most Black Series on this camera. So here he is in his blister pack, looking very, very small. And he comes with 2 guns there. I always kind of thought that they always had one initial iron kind of sort of like shot kind of thing. So, but looking at them both, I recognise them both as well. So it'd be nice to see. I'll look at a visual dictionary, just see if they both got different names on the guns and stuff. But we'll take them out, have a first ganders, and then take them away for a few reviews. And yeah, so oh, it's actually attached to him. So it's actually attached to his belt, that gun, which is quite interesting. But yeah, it's quite nice actually. It's a lot softer than I thought. I thought it was going to be quite hard in the box, like the sort of like the 1990s kind of sort of Jawa. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I've got all that bit up there. So, and I love all the dusting as well on the bottom of his skirt. So I'll take him away, take some photos, running through his paces, see what kind of articulation he's actually really got, and we'll see you in a moment. Hello, so welcome back. I've been away, taken some photos, and yeah, I mean this guy, he photos very well. As a Black Series action figure for like 20 quid, I'll be a little bit disheartened, to be honest. He's got all the articulation there that you want and need, but maybe it's a little bit too much. And I'll go through the review as I show that off, to be honest. But nonetheless, he is pretty cool. And he gets the job done. It's a Jawa. But there's a few little nitpicks that I just have with the character, or the actual sculpt, or Hasbro, shall we say. So anyway, we'll start off with accessories. He comes with 2 accessories, and he's got 2 ion kind of guns. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool. We've got this one here, which is kind of like a gunmetal one, and looking like an old pirate kind of flintlock kind of gun. And yeah, it's alright. We've got the hole kind of there, and not looking too shabby. And then on this one, it's got the more sort of traditional black and wooden kind of sort of look to it, and again the iron sort of part here. And this one, as we saw when we got it out of the box, is connected, and it actually goes into this little patchy pack just here. And he's got a holster, which is my first little gripe really, because the hole at the bottom is tiny compared to what we got here. So this one, he can't pull it in there at all. I've tried sort of opening it a little bit more and pushing it in. It gets to about there, and that's it. And then on this one, which I kind of thought it might be the point, because obviously we've got a battery pack which is connected to the holster, which would make sense. But you squeeze it down, it does get hard, and it won't go for the bottom. And I wouldn't want to push it in through because it's so thin on the connection part here that would just pull off straight away. And it has got a little nub part here, and then I thought brilliant, it would attach to somewhere on his bandolier. But actually going around up there, even over the top and around on the sides, there is no attachment at all. And even on his actual robe, there's no hole or anything to attach that gun, which is a really big bummer of mine. So he's always got to hold this blaster, and that's for sure, and that other one will just have to sit on the side. Otherwise, he's going around with dual pistols, looking like he's fresh out of a John Woo movie. But I mean, that's one of the grapes that I have with his accessories and part of the figure. And the other part really I do have is actually his articulation. So his head, he can look down, not much. He can look up this far. We've got a rotation at the head that goes around this much. And then we've got this part here, so it can come up. We've got a rotation as well up on this part. We've got rotation at the elbow, and we've also got a nice kind of 90-degree kind of bend at the elbow, which is quite nice because bear in mind this is quite a baggy kind of looking, we'll say material, but obviously it's the sculpt. We've got a tiny hand here that is on a rotation, and it has got a hinge as well. And then we've got a rotation at the waist. He's got a little bit of a crunch on there, and he can look back as well on this part. And that's kind of it really, because we have down the bottom, we have got knee joins, we've got an upper leg rotation as well down there, but we cannot use any of that at all, because where this is actually hard plastic, it's just lost, unfortunately. It is literally, you have to stand him on his 2 legs, otherwise he's always going to fall over. So this is the only look really you can get from him. You can't really do a running pose. He has got a slit up the side of here, which is literally just looks like a bit of the plastic has actually just physically ripped open. So you could get a little bit of a kind of kick out of there, as if he's running, but again that takes him completely off balance, and it would just fall over. So yeah, I mean, what I hated about the old Kenner ones back in the day was like, this bit was a whole solid lump of plastic, but I kind of would rather that. I suppose if they didn't put any articulation down there, again I would moan to say it's just 2 stiff legs, but then I would think of something better than this kind of sort of vinyl look. I know the new off-world Jawa is completely cloth, so maybe it's the same body and they've just sort of recreated it, but yeah, it's just really annoying to have that kind of articulation there and not being able to use it at all. It's just literally just a Jawa that just stands still. But he does win on his sculpt, and that's a big bonus really. So looking at the material, it is very done really well. It's all got this kind of like cross stitch over it. The wrinkles and the raffles are all in the right place, and it looks absolutely fantastic, especially as it's just a sculpt kind of look on there. And inside we have got this kind of sort of esque mask. I did try taking it off, to be honest, because it does look like a little round head, but it was a bit unsuccessful. So he's just literally like Orko, which is just got a little round black head inside. That's in bandages. Again, it just follows all that raffle around and that sort of cross stitch, and then we're getting all that sort of like chewed upness around where it's been used and abused, and it's just sort of like worn away. We've got this sort of nice sort of World War II bandolier and stuff around, which is just looking nice and used, and got that leather look as well, which I absolutely love on these characters. And then going around to the back as well, we've got all the brass buckles and the little rivets and all that in the right areas, which is quite nice. They didn't have to put those in, but it just actually adds sort of a little extra layer to it. And you got the belts where it all finishes off as well. So the raffles are around on there, and down to his legs, and we've got that nice kind of like sanded off kind of sort of colour, weather stained on his legs, or on his skirt. His legs wise, I mean, we've got this sort of leg sort of ties on there, but that's about as much as you're going to see off camera. Up, it just goes into the same colour as the sort of robe, and it just kind of looks like brown trousers and stuff up there, but can't really see. But yeah, I mean, 20 quid for this guy. I think in all, I'm impressed. I'm impressed of the Jawa and the sculpt and what he looks like. He has won me over on that. It has made me think better of this figure. However, the sculpt, the kind of laziness of like what to do with the guns and the holster and stuff like that is a bit of a bummer, to be honest. It is a bit of a pain in the bum. But apart from that, you know, it is alright. I would rather 2 for my money. So if you ever see it out there for like $8.99, then and you want 2, then it's worth going out, just purchasing it for a cheaper price to get 2 on your shelf, rather than paying 20 odd quid because you need the figure and then, you know, just feel like you're wasting your money. But apart from that, I mean, this guy is pretty cool, and yeah, and he was part of the set that I got for £80 from Star Action Toys as well, with the C-3PO, the Chewbacca, and the Jawa. I got Princess Leia, the Death Squad Trooper, Stormtrooper, and so I got quite a few of it. So it brought the costing down of this guy. You know, I think in all, I would probably leave it right to the last minute for me to actually pick up this character. But anyway, guys, you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on YouTube, because that's where you are. But you can comment down below, and you can talk to me if you like, and you can subscribe if you want to see any more videos that are coming your way. And yeah, so thanks guys, thanks for joining me on this one, and I hope to again see you very soon. Until then, bye.